I have been.
Hello, I'm Dr. Heidi Horsley, Executive Director for the Open to Hope Foundation and host of Open to Hope Radio. And I'm here today with Dr. Betty Davies, who is a professor and senior scholar in the School of Nursing at the University of Victoria in British Columbia, Canada. She is also Professor Emerita at the University of California, San Francisco, and Betty is the author of Shadows in the Sun, The Experience of Sibling Bereavement in Childhood. And most of all, Betty is a leader in the field of sibling bereavement. Betty, how do you think about sibling bereavement?
Well, I think of it as occurring in a larger context. Mm-hmm. So we have to look at the individual child within the context of what happened to him, within the context of his family, his culture, school, all the systems within the community, and then the broader community. So there are many levels to looking at sibling bereavement because all of those things impact upon the child.
Influenced by these many factors, how do siblings react?
Well, the way I like to describe it is in the words of children themselves, as I've talked to them. And there are four major responses. One is, I hurt inside. Second, I don't understand. Third, I don't belong. And fourth, I'm not enough. I hurt inside are things that we all feel when we grieve. Sadness, distress, stomachs hurt, can't sleep, those kinds of things. And that's common to all. The other three are really important in children because they're so dependent upon the adults in children's lives. So the second is, I don't understand, is where children just really can't grasp what death is all about. Mm-hmm. So we have to help them understand what's happening to them within their capacity to understand according to their developmental level. And then thirdly, they're feeling as if I'm not included or I'm not involved, I don't belong, is when we don't, when children are made to feel as if they are excluded from everything that's happening with regard to an illness or a death and the loss and the bereavement. And the fourth is actually the most serious one, and it's that I'm not enough. And that's when children feel that perhaps it should have been my brother or sister who lived and I was the one who died because they were so much more special than I am. And so we have to work very hard at telling children that they're important and valuable for just being who they are.
And so how might adults then help children with these responses?
There's actually four things that we can do.
Okay.
We comfort children when they're hurting. We explain to them when they're not understanding. We include them when they feel as if they don't belong. And we validate and reassure them of their worth when they feel as if I'm not enough.
Thanks so much for the work you've done.
Thank you.
Seen the lights of heaven, and I have known God's grace, and I have wandered through a valley where my tears like a river flow. But through the good days and the hard times, there's one thing I know, that life's a gift, to be treasured. Each precious day, it brings something new. It's by our love that we are measured, and life isn't who you are, it's what you do. We're all sailing on life's waters, each changing tide, we toss and we turn from the shoreline to the horizon. The more we live, the more we learn that life's a gift, to be treasured. Each precious day, it brings something new.